Today is a new day to start again. Take each moment one by one and do the best you can. Yesterday doesn't matter, it only serves as a ladder. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed, so make your plans accordingly. Today is a new day to start again. Take each moment one by one and do the best you can. Grand Rising, today is a new day to start again. It is 6/8/2025. Pretty good start to my video. Did my 3 bell rings without a hitch. So last night I sang 5 songs. I enjoyed time with interesting people. I was inquisitive. There is this girl that raps, the skinny white girl I've alluded to in a few different videos. She's amazing. She's very smart, a doctor. And then there's an old, well, not old, some would call me old, but I think most would be surprised my age. Anyways, I am an outlet sales associate at a furniture store. That's who I am. Anyways, I also walk to the bar without checking the weather. I live pretty close to where the place that I sing is, and I walk there, and I really didn't look at the weather, and it was totally raining. So it was a difficult ending to my evening, but I did get some help. So I should have prepared a little better. Anyways, that's kind of where what we're looking at here. We've got doctor with really nice car and good setup for life, and guy that walked to bar, bought pizza, and couldn't get home in a rainstorm unless he got an Uber, which I was willing to do, but got a ride. Pretty funny. 2 different sides of the street for sure. And there's also, it's funny, my belief system typically when coming up against or next to a doctor which has very high education status, there is at my core belief some problems that we would have, contention. I would say at the core, she might not even, or this doctor might not even like me, really, if it would take a minute. I'm sure I could probably explain it, but I could tell that there's a very, very strong thing that happens as you become more educated, and especially if you gain acclaim from it. And I don't want to offend anyone, but what I would say is that my position is part of our entire structure. And that is where we start to have problems in communication. But I don't know that I could ever get to that point where I could explain that. I could be wrong, but I do think that if I presented my core beliefs to her, or a doctor, really anyone in that situation, I would, by the end of the conversation, one of us would be deported from the situation. One of us would have to move out because we'd get angry. And I don't think, so in essence, we're not enemies, but we're definitely on different sides of the spectrum, even though we have a lot of alignment. And that's what it comes down to as well, is that part of my issue of being a strange duck is there's not that many other ducks that are going to quack with me for too long. They're going to get annoyed by my quack, and they're going to want my quack or my colors to get the heck out. If I was to quack the way that I naturally want to quack. So what I've learned to do is hold in your quack. Just kind of go along. What was that? Was it quack, quack, quack? Anyways, so that's where we're at. So I don't want to pursue anything that beyond that when I know at the core we have an issue. But it's still very early. I think what I really want is to find someone that I can reveal my core and that be okay. But it's not easy to find that. So I think that's why it's important to regulate my minutes. So as a lot of basketball people will do, some of the best basketball players to ever play actually played with regulated minutes. And that was early. John Stockton is a good example. Not that I'm trying to compare myself to John Stockton, but he's probably a pretty strange pill to handle as well. Anyways, they did regulate. He was a starter. I think it's important to still get out there and start the game and be involved in it, but you should get out. And I think I've been getting better at limiting my minutes in public settings because I can perform, I can dance, and maybe we should stay away from deep conversations. And I have a personality type that tends to lean into those sometimes, just from my looks that I give and my I have to work on my poker face better. And remember my hats. Sometimes I'm just trying to be me. It does change whenever I put this hat on versus when I don't have this hat on. I've destroyed my love life by deep conversations. I can kill a sexual moment like that just by just stupidity of me. Whoa, what's that? I don't know. Sometimes I do get uncomfortable too because I don't know. I don't know how to be intimate. I mean, really is a big part of it because I'm so out of practice. I'm going to be an adult for a second. So if you're a kid, you shouldn't watch any further. I don't know what the age limit is. The reason why I always go home alone is different than it was when I was younger. I don't want to fuck around. I honestly don't really want to fuck. I would like to connect with someone, like I said, who I can reveal myself to. And they say, hallelujah. And I say, wow, this is awesome. Or I say, fuck. What took you so long is what you want to get into. You feel, I have that feeling if it's like the way, that's what it is. But I don't know that that's even possible. I have hope that it will happen where it's just like it properly aligns. And I don't want to be too critical. Like, I'm not looking for perfection. I think that you can be in relationships with people that you have completely polar opposite beliefs and have a great, successful, sexually intertwined relationship that actually can work really well. I'm not saying any of that is not possible, but I do think that your core beliefs have to be revealed. And so the thing is that I don't want really to do is the casual sex, because I know that I am very, like, I'm horny. So, and that is a very primal thing that probably would be good for me to indulge in some ways, but it shouldn't be in a lustful manner. That's not something that I need or should partake upon. And especially, I should not do that for validation or for financial reasons as well. You have to keep everything into play of what you're doing. It's expensive to be involved with somebody as well because you're getting involved. Sex is never free. It's just funny how life works. It is frustrating. I'm being patient, and I'll be the patient. Planning moments and preparing for planned moments, I've been enjoying doing that a lot more recently. That's one thing that New Day to Start has helped me do, and these videos has helped me do, is I've been starting to, like, literally characterize my moments. And then there's moments, as I talk about, moments before the moments. And I've been enjoying preparing for, you're basically planning and trying to prepare for things that you want to enjoy, to give you some hope to go towards. And sometimes that can involve other people too, which can also be enjoyable and exciting. But I have such high expectations, and I can tell like this particular person has very high expectations. And when you've been burned very hard in life, you are very skeptical. And when you do find resonance in certain aspects, you do enjoy those, but you're very guarded. So it's all very complex on how we're all trying to navigate. The last song that I did last night was Ants Marching by Dave Matthews. That's about the fifth or sixth time I've sang that song, and it was the last, it followed up, it fell in a good sequence of songs for me so that I had my voice prepared for it, and I really nailed it, and it was enjoyable. And my voice and my confidence, it's the best it's probably ever been. And I got rave reviews from a guy that's been watching my progression singing, and he was beyond impressive is what he said that twice, I think, which is pretty, I mean, impressive is already good if you're beyond impressive. But I was really, I did enjoy the praise. I don't love it in public forum, but I just accepted it, enjoyed it, and but it does help you get a big head. And I feel like I truly could headline an act, like if I had some talented people with me. I think I could do the vocals for a pretty entertaining sequence of who knows how many songs I would need to do, but cover band stuff. I don't even know how to go about, but it would be enjoyable to do that. But then I'm like, let's calm down here. It is just karaoke. I know it is karaoke. And there's a big difference between having words on a screen and then being able to get up and perform in front of people. Two different things completely. But I think I could do it. And I think I could actually figure out a way to dance a little bit. I don't know what instrument I could play. I'd have to devote a lot of attention into playing an instrument. I've thought about doing that because I could probably get into making money off of figuring out a way to just entertain. I'm not talking like kind of grand scale. I'm talking like bar mitzvahs, like the wedding singer guy. That would be a cool happenstance for me to run into Drew Barrymore during all this. And then do that song on the plane. That was a pretty cool moment. That's probably Sandler's best moment, I think. Right up there, right? I don't love the praise in open form. I already went through that. But it's not, I'm not trying to play humble. It's really, I would rather just sit on the side because I want to just come in and then chill out and watch and then come in again for a minute. That's how I'd rather play my life. So what am I? Who knows? My best is my song. I have this 2 days a new day to start again. And I know that singing that intro, there's a lot of ways that I could probably take what I'm doing with this new day to start. I'm lazy about it. I could make it more monetary. But I also think that if I had more expectations, I wouldn't say as much stuff as I say out loud on these videos. And that takes away from what I'm actually trying to do here. It's just, this is unfiltered mess of nothing. But my big mouth does get me in a lot of trouble. I don't really think anyone cares what David thinks. I don't think anybody cares what I think. I think people are intrigued sometimes, but my opinion has absolutely no value. I am the poorest of poor. And I don't really want to be rich. I want to take each moment one by one and do the best I can. I'm kind of a pothead Mr. Rogers. Won't you be my neighbor? I do really just, my main intent is I want to live my life in a way that moving forward is helpful to the people that are around me. I literally want to, if people are trying to grow a certain way, I want to encourage growth. And I like being around people that are trying to grow. And that's really just it. If you can re-regulate, and when I see you again, you're trying again to grow, and we take each moment one by one and do the best we can. If I can do the best I can into the best we can, then maybe I can turn life into something more powerful. But we have a Sunday today. It's an awesome day ahead. I hope the weather's good. I really don't know. I should check the weather, especially if I'm going to be walking around. Pacers game 2. What I was trying to end with this is I want to spread love, but it's not the love that most people think of. It's eros. It's by following the way. And I have found that to be very gratifying. And for this, I am grateful. I also sang Touch of Grey by the Grateful Dead, and it's the first time I've sang it. I've only worked on it for about a week or two. And I think I could really do that song well if I did it a few more times. And it's a very cool song. It's a very popular, from one of the greatest underrated bands ever. Just the Grateful Dead. Seems like you're a Deadhead or you're not. But Touch of Grey is that one song that most people, there's about 5 or 6 of them that they have that are, they do have a ton of songs and a ton of music. Anyways, I'm train wrecking my video at the end. I did sing that one song pretty well though, and enjoyed it, and I just like the vibe of it. I didn't want to get into music that's way above my head or beyond what I'm really capable of, what I should be doing, but I feel like I can do it. So on a stage like that, so if people enjoy it, there's nothing wrong with you're trying to give credit to something that I'm not saying. That's the difficult part about karaoke too, is like you're on a stage where I'm not a star, but I do think I have the makings of being somebody that people would enjoy listening to if I could find a way to have a little larger platform on it. And I don't know that that's something that I want to do, but I definitely have enjoyed singing. So I am going to try to look for maybe outlets to do that moving forward somehow. I don't know. I'll just let grace happen and, do the best you can. Hope everybody has a great day out there. I'm sorry to keep these going. I'm lonely. And I like to outlet my stuff. Keeps me sane. My ending note for this is be grateful for your life and for the abundance that you have. And when you're out and abound, be grateful. And as you're grateful, it just has an abundance effect. It's the butterfly effect. It's really simple. So no matter what your core beliefs are, as long as you're trying, I think most people at the core are pretty aligned. It's just a matter of giving the right verbiage to it. And that's where the word muffles stuff up. The ABCs. The ABCs. Love that song. Have a great day. Do great. Be great. Be grateful. Deadheads.